What's up, guys? How's it going today? I hope you're having a good Friday. I know I'm having a good Friday. It's until I decided to walk out of my house and into the cold and into my car, and I realized it was freaking chilly out today. But you know, you got to leave your house at some point in time. You can't just stay at home all day long, right? But yeah, it's a nice 40 degrees right now, which I know to some people that doesn't sound very cold, but since it's a nice overcast cloudy day, it's a little chilly, and I think there's a slight wind out there, which is not helping in the least bit. So no. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing my hoodie today. I'm not wearing a long sleeve shirt under it, but whatever. So today I have a very very serious type of talk. I was having this chat with my girlfriend, who's from Hong Kong, so she doesn't really understand the things, but I was trying to explain it to her the best that I could, the way that I understand it. Now, what I'm talking about is the whole situation with our U.S. government, and then the government within the governments, and then the state governments, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll give you my opinion on how things are with it. So I understand the whole thing. We have our president. You have the United States American president, okay? He's the big guy. He's supposed to be the big guy, the guy running the show, correct? Well, that's not the case. You have him as well as the government in Washington, D.C., the state House representatives and all that stuff. Are you going to turn? Why do you have to take that so wide? Okay, I got to go a little wide. Anyway, you have your House representatives and all that. When the president writes a bill or a law or whatever, it has to go through them before it comes to see the light of day. Okay, well that makes sense, because if you have a president who can just make the rules and the regulations himself, then you're basically, at that point, it's either a dictatorship or communism or whatever. Even though at this point people like to still believe that we are a democracy, but we're not. Realistically, we're not. It's a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I've talked to will agree that it's becoming more of a socialist type of thing, because you have President Obama, who is just trying to make his word law, and that's not how it works, Mr. President Obama. That's just not how this works. This country was founded on being its people and the government make the decisions together, not the president makes whatever decision he wants and then discusses it among his people and that's it. No, it's the American people and you, Mr. President. I'm speaking directly to you, President Obama. What are you fucking doing, you moronic jackass? Besides not doing the fucking speed limit. Anyway, I'm talking to you now, Mr. President. Answer me this. When did it become, in your mind, when did it become a thing to just take everything into your own hands when it's a decision between you and the American people? When? Can you answer me that? I know he's never going to see this video, but if he somehow ends up seeing this video, please, Mr. Obama, answer me that question. You are running this country for the last 8 years, trying to run this show yourself, trying to run it as a dictatorship or a communist group or whatever other fucking thing is. More or less, you're just being a tyrannical dickhead. In my opinion, you're being a tyrannical dickhead just trying to run the show yourself. And that's not how it works. That's not how this country was founded. You are trying to take rights and regulations away from the American people because of the fact of, guns kill people, not people kill people. So let me explain this. And I know I'm just talking to empty air, and I'm just talking to the people who are going to actually see this. And if Mr. President sees this and actually takes this into consideration, let me ask you a question. Why do we have fire extinguishers? You're not expecting a fire, right? No, you're not expecting a fire to happen. You have a fire extinguisher just in case if a fire happens. That's why I carry a firearm. That's why I carry my gun. I carry it for my protection. Yes, I'm not expecting me to ever have to use it. I hope to God I never have to fucking pull my gun and use it. I hope that I never have to. But if it comes down to a situation where I need to, then I have it. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. It's the same thing when it comes to any kind of safety precautions. You wear a seatbelt. Why do we wear a seatbelt? Safety precautions. You were expecting an accident? No, but anything can happen. Exactly. Same thing with fire extinguishers. Same thing with every safety precaution we have out there on the freaking market. We have it for our protection. Same thing with guns. Okay, now let's touch a little bit on something about the gun control. Now you sit there and say, oh, with this strict gun control, it's going to make it harder for people to get guns. Absolutely goddamn not. If a criminal wants to obtain a firearm, he's going to get one. There is a black market out there. If you don't believe there is, then you're an idiot. But there is a black market out there stating that you're not stating. There's a black market out there to obtain things that you cannot get anymore. So look at, for example, let's go back to Prohibition when they banned alcoholism, all the alcohol and all that. Okay, well, people still obtained alcohol. People made it themselves, and then they had like little parties and get-togethers in a basement somewhere, and there you have it. Boom. They still had it. Same thing with guns. You could take the guns away, and there you go. People will still obtain them. And for instance, and I know this is shitty to say since it only just happened not that long ago, take the San Bernardino shootings, for instance. That happened in a state that has extremely strict gun laws. Extremely strict. But the people that, committed the shootings and committed the crimes still obtained the automatic assault rifles. Not automatic, but they obtained the assault rifles. How do they get them? You don't know that. They got it through a black market, but they got them in a state that has very strict gun laws. So tell me, Mr. President, how did they get them? How did they attain these firearms? What is with this traffic? Anyway, so there's that, and then, going back to what I was originally stating, you have the president who writes the laws, and then it has to go through another government, it has to go through the House of Representatives before it even sees the light of day. Not only that, but each state in the United States has its own government. Pennsylvania has its own government. Maryland, New Jersey, etc., 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 all have their own government. And not only that, they can make their own laws within the state. So the state of Pennsylvania has its own laws compared to like Texas or Maryland. Each state has its own laws then. Now, let's touch on something within a state. Now, within a state, you have the government that runs the whole of the state, and then you have, I wouldn't call it a government, but the people who run the show in just like this little towns, like my town that I live in, we have the mayor of the town. Yeah, he runs the show here as well. So I don't understand why we have so many different parts of government to run something. I mean, did they have that back in the day? Ooh, that's a pretty car. That's nice. I really like that. Anyway, before I got distracted by the nice Beamer, you've probably seen it real quick. But why do we need governments within governments within governments to run the show? Why? That's not how this country was founded. So there's my view on that kind of thing. I will leave it there. Somebody just honked at me. Oh, that was Kyle. Okay, I know who that is. Shit, man, I should go say hi to him. But that's my opinion on this whole situation. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. And as I always say, like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, obviously, share it with your friends. I know it got a little political and but it's just something that I was talking about with my girlfriend, and I just kind of wanted to vent it off a little bit to more people and get more opinions on how you guys feel things are. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. As I always say, sharing is caring. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.